Chatty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the PODCast, tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chatty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chatty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Wrestling with them Wrasslin boys. Them Wrasslin boys coming at you with a brand new episode of premium wrestling content. What's going on, bro?
What you know, bro, is welcome to Wrasslin. Hey, man, episode 46.
46.
Who you got for 46?
Man, I couldn't come up with nobody, man. I was trying to think of everybody, man.
I only got one, man. Bo Outlaw.
Who?
Bo Outlaw.
Bo Outlaw. Hey, keep it coming.
Hey, well, 46 for one season.
Hey. Bo Outlaw.
Welcome to the Bo Outlaw episode.
Hey, our age, 46.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Jesus. That didn't sound as cool as I thought it would. Oh man, but it is welcome to Wrasslin. Hey man, let's get into a couple of things before we get into what we're really here for. And we're gonna be reviewing Saturday night's main event. But let's talk a couple of things. Hey man, Dodgers back-to-back World Series champions.
Yeah, that's first time in quite some time in Major League Baseball they had back-to-back champions.
Yeah.
Great series, went 7 games. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watched every single game because I didn't. Of course, I paid attention to the box scores of that series. Dodgers were down in that series 3-2.
Yeah,
in the
they were down
2
in
games.
7.
Yeah, because they do a 2-3-2 format where 2 at home, 3 away, 2 at home for the higher seed. And I mean, I hate to say Toronto blew it, but they kind of did. You know, they had a 3-2 lead, and the last 2 games at home, they had two chances to win.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had the Dodgers on the road, 4-2 in the 8th inning.
Yeah. And
they went 11 innings.
Yeah, go a little extra innings and then ended on a double play. You know, so, and shout out to Freddie Freeman, man, former Brave. You know, as soon as he leave the Braves, go win 2 World Series. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's talk about a little bit of football, man. Our poor Falcons. You know, I think old Penix showed his age today. Showed his, you know, his second year in the league, got a lot to learn. You know, that could losing by 1, you know, that final drive, you know, a couple of mistakes that were made. But, you know, all in all, it's just another sad Sunday when you're a Falcon fan, dog.
You know, I didn't know how I was going to address this because watching that game, I was all over the place. I seen a lot of bad things and I seen a lot of good things.
Yeah.
The rookies made a great play on the fumble return.
Yeah.
Get them back in the game. They was down 2 touchdowns and they persevered and made plays, came back. And that fucking kicker, man. I mean, the kicks he made was going to the right.
Yeah.
You saw it. It was like, oh shit. And then the very last kick, to tie the game. Why right? And what
Right.
really made me sick to my stomach was that they said that this dude was in New England's training camp, and New England cut him.
Mm.
So imagine how they felt when he missed that. They probably like, see,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
why we got rid of him.
Right. We dodged the bullet. Yeah.
Then of course, even after that, they kept giving us chances to win
Right.
that game. Just like you
Yeah.
said, we got the ball back, and then that damn intentional grounding.
Yeah. That, especially that call, you lose a down on that call.
Yeah, it's just like getting sacked at that spot because the spot foul. So
Right. Yeah. Thus saith the referee. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was rough. Especially on a call like that when you lose it down, and that's not a rookie mistake because he's not a rookie, but he's got the keys. He's in the driver's seat. You got to make them plays. You got to do certain things. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know what happened with that play because them linebackers, they got in there so fast. Like, I think he took like three steps and threw it right down. They were right at it.
well, if you remember, he wasn't even expecting the snap to
Yeah.
happen when it
Yeah. Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So that's already who fucked up on that. Was that the center, or was Penix? Did he say he on two, but
Right.
it was really on one, or did he say it was on one? He was thinking on two. Something happened. That's why
Yeah.
he reacted the way he did, because he wasn't expecting the snap. Then when he got the snap, like you said, they was hauling ass in there. So he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get rid of the ball,"
Yeah.
and he threw it to their feet, which
Right. And that's not even a question on the call right there. That's not even even think about call. So
so that made it 3rd and 20, and then
yeah.
it ended up being 4th and 20, and then where they went ahead and punted to take their chance on that, because they knew that it's almost impossible to get a 4th and 20.
Right. Yeah. So well, it's always next Sunday. Bills went over on the Chiefs. That was a good game.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, that was a good game. That Josh Allen, man, he's just different dude. I don't know that like Kansas City's last drive just they just couldn't. They got down there close enough to where he could. I tell you what it was. I was talking to my son, and because he had people in the end zone, he was making the throws, but he wasn't taking them shots. He was throwing the ball, turning his body at the same time. And he knew they was coming. You know what I mean? So, NFL's different, dog. But yeah, man. As far as college football, he had a lot of off team. Bama was off yesterday, and Miami went down. Vandy went down again. Freaking Florida, man. One job, dog. One job. You have nothing to lose.
Man, I'm really sick of your energy, to be honest with you. I've been biting my tongue. You just couldn't do it. You had the week off.
Yeah, one
And
job,
I
Florida.
mean, I feel like I'm talking to somebody that think I'm something that I'm not, and they just talk as if I'm what they are. And you be talking like I'm a roll tider.
You are.
Like, no,
Yeah, you
no.
are,
You know what I
bro.
mean? And
It's
then
guilt
it's
by
like, okay,
association,
even
dog.
with the Georgia thing, and it's like they won, and then you're just like, Florida ain't get the job done.
They didn't.
Like
They
I'm
did.
supposed to want Florida to get the job done.
Yeah, you were.
Nah, I can't rock with you on that. Heck of a game though. You know how
Yeah,
them rivalry games are.
yeah,
It just Georgia, and to be completely honest, they can't keep starting these games like that.
Yeah, because we talked about that last week. That's what
Yeah,
makes them dangerous. But just like against Alabama, you get so many points in the when you go to do your adjustments, you give up so many points, it's hard to come back.
yeah, you ain't gonna be able to come back against everybody.
No, that's for sure. That's for doggone sure. But yeah, that Vandy and Miami was the only top 10 teams to go down. Like I say, Florida couldn't get the job done. They, I would
So
tell you, go ahead.
well, remember last week we were talking about Brian Kelly. Well, of course, he
Yeah,
did get canned, but
yeah.
Hugh Freeze got fired today as well at Auburn.
They fired him yesterday after the game when the whole crowd was saying fire Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, and
while he was sitting there kissing his wife. You know what I'm saying? They were just going crazy, man, the fans was. The sad thing about Auburn football is, they had to quit serving ice water at the games this year. Did you know that?
nah, go ahead, tell me what's the end of the joke.
The only person that knew how to make it graduated. You know? Roll Tide, come on. But yeah, and I think your boy Dabo's next.
hey, it's just gonna be so. It makes you wonder real quick though. Like, so you got Franklin,
Mm,
you got Kelly, you have Freeze,
yeah, the Arkansas coach,
the Arkansas coach.
Napier,
That Dabo's on thin ice,
the Florida coach Napier he got fired.
and then you got Lane Kiffin, who everybody wants.
Yeah,
Is he gonna leave
I hope
Ole
not.
Miss? Which
I
I wouldn't if I was him. I wouldn't. But
yeah,
who knows? You know.
I do know that he was a huge Steve Spurrier guy. You know what I mean? So, and I think if you have him in the swamp, bro, he brings Florida back. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them schools are just different, dog.
I mean,
Some schools are different,
I feel
man.
the same way anywhere he goes, though. I think if he
Yeah,
go to LSU, that'd be dangerous.
yeah. Oh God, yeah, yeah.
So,
Florida, LSU, I want him to stay away from.
well,
Because there's going to be a lot more talent. He getting talent at Ole Miss anyway, but as far as Florida and Louisiana, bro, and then he's an offensive guy, so all them skill players are going to want to be there,
right,
especially if he snatches him up a crazy quarterback. You know what I mean? Them guys are
right,
going to want to sign. So, and then you got the portal too. You got them dogs at Ole Miss that want to go with him that he's going to check
right.
in with before he leave, and he's not scared to leave, dog.
Yeah, well, we know that.
He's not scared to leave. He left
We know
Tennessee
that.
in the middle of the night while everybody was asleep. They was out there burning his t-shirts and everything out there.
Yeah, he did. Well, we saw with the Raiders,
Yeah,
with USC, he'll bust a move now.
yeah, yeah. What do you think about the Dolphins coach?
I'm surprised he still has a job.
They say they're gonna let him finish the season.
I mean,
So they fired the GM already, right?
exactly.
Yeah, and told him he's finishing out the season, so he got time to do some work. But they ain't gonna play the Falcons every week either. They
That
look like
Tua's killing me in fantasy football, dog. Like when I don't start him, he scores. When I start him, he don't do shit. And
yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dude, I tell you what, why don't we get into talking about what we're here to talk about anyway?
Real quick,
Go ahead.
we have to address one thing.
Let's address
Georgia
it.
Tech took their first L.
Yeah,
Yeah, they took
yeah,
their first L, and which they can recover. ACC wide open, but they
yeah,
really missed a good opportunity to really separate themselves.
yeah.
And obviously ACC is not the SEC, but still, when it comes to the playoffs, anything can happen, and it's about
As long
getting
as
to
they
the
beat
playoffs.
Georgia.
And the which that could very possibly happen, but you don't want to lose to a sub 500 team
Right.
because they will use that against you
Yeah, especially
when
since
it.
the playoff bracket, the playoff rankings come out this week.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're not going. ACC not going to have as many teams as SEC and Big Ten.
Mhm.
So, what if they that third team or whatever, and then you lost to NC State.
Yeah,
So we'll see what
yeah,
happens with that.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, like I said a minute ago, let's get into what we came here to talk about in the first place. And that's Welcome to Wrasslin'. And we're going to review Saturday night's main event. Do want to talk just a few things after. But yeah, man, let's start with it. It was in Utah, Salt Lake City, Salt Yeek City.
Mm.
We had 4 matches, all of them championship matches. And of course, you knew you was going to have a title change with the world championship. You knew you was going to have a champion. Um, was real impressed with the booking of that match, and we'll talk about it at the end. But let's go ahead and talk about Cody and let's start it off with Cody and Drew McIntyre. That's how they started off the show. I tell you, the one thing that they really did and kept it going is they played the stipulations to a T in that match. They kept it going, with the psychology and stuff. And
With the whole DQ element
yeah,
of
yeah.
it, and
That was more than half the match, just, facial expressions and stuff in that nature, you know, which was, it's good for Cody. It's good for Drew because, Drew's not going to go over on Cody yet, but it also, it's almost like, well, Drew got screwed again.
right,
And
right.
and what it is you're gonna make it with the internet wrestling fans is, Triple H is burying Drew McIntyre. He ain't never gonna get this and this. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened with that match. Cody gets over, he gets to stay the champ. They tease the little heel parts here and there, but it's not coming no time soon. It's gonna be, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be him and Orton at WrestleMania. The more I think about it, and I don't see, if you got Randy Orton in the match and you gotta, guess who's gonna be the heel. I don't see why in the world it's not him. The shock factor part of Cody turning heel is gonna be crazy, but long, storyline wise and longevity wise, Randy Orton's that dude as a heel. You know what I mean? Tell me what you thought about the situation, talking about the match and everything.
Well, it just always ironic how the heel, especially like in this scenario, how Drew in SmackDown, he wouldn't even sign the contract
Mm-hmm.
unless they change the stipulation. If Cody gets disqualified, there'd be a title change. Like I said, during the match, they played that whole stipulation, which that was a part of psychology. Oh
Mm-hmm.
no, Drew gets screwed again. But it's just really funny how like that character would play the victim
Yeah,
because he the one that
yeah,
brought the belt in the ring in the first damn place,
right,
tried to use the belt, but then it backfired. Cody ended up using the belt after the ref bump.
right.
But it was because Drew the one that brought the belt in the ring. That's why it's funny because he's gonna go and say, Cody used the belt, he cheated to beat me, and the ref wasn't there to see it or whatever. But yeah, you was the one that was really trying to use the belt to get over in the first damn place. So he
Right.
got what he deserved. But of course, as that character, why, oh, why it's me? I keep getting screwed. The
Right.
world is out to get me. So of course, he got, like you said, he got screwed again. And that's gonna be his narrative going forward. But it's still
Right.
funny to me how, well, you the one that brought the belt to the ring. You was trying to hit him with the belt and it backfired. So
Yeah, no doubt. So, it's just another case where somebody gets beat, but it gives them something to talk about, and it keeps them from just getting beat clean.
right.
Yeah, so it saves them both at the end of the day.
Because like you said, we know there wasn't gonna be no title change. Like there was no doubt in my mind that Cody was gonna go over. Like
Right.
so it was just how was that gonna play out. And like you said, it wasn't a clean finish. They used to tease a little of Cody somewhat going to the dark side because they keep playing that because him not pulling the trigger on that is what cost him versus Cena in the past and stuff like that. So like I said, they building this long term story
Yeah.
of like him fighting these demons, if you will, of him doing bad shit.
Yeah. I like it. But I don't think we've got to be, he doesn't need to be the heel right now. Let him do his thing. I think you let him babyface it all the way to WrestleMania. And then if he does lose at WrestleMania, then, then you can start I was too soft on myself. I was this, I was that, and start, second guessing yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So, but all in all, the match was good, man. Like I said, they played it to a T. They played the stipulations to the T out there. They kept, going back to it. You know what I mean? It was impossible to forget what stipulations were. In fact, even without the way they played it, you could have took the commentary out and you still would have never forgot. Don't forget if he gets disqualified. You know what I'm saying? They keep because they kept bringing it up out there.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought the match was good. I thought it was a little something different as far as the way they did that and spent how much time they spent doing that. So, hey, Jade and Tiffany Stratton. I think we kind of figured it was time for Jade to go over, and I think we both called it that she was going to win the title. Tiffany came out there with the knee injury. I'm gonna be nitpicky for a minute, I hate this stuff. Okay,
I can't tell.
When you come
That's
out,
girl, though. Go ahead.
and you selling the knee, it's both of them. I'm gonna get on both of them.
Okay.
The way they started off the match, she was out there limping.
Right.
Jay went straight after the knee. Focus on the knee.
It.
It ain't like they was out there for 12, 15 minutes either.
No, they wasn't.
I will give them that. But she went after the knee. She's selling the knee. As soon as she starts to make a comeback, there's no knee issues. You see what I'm saying? You got to do better with that. When she did the Swanton bomb and everything landed on her, she sold it for a second and then never sold it again.
Right.
She was jumping up, doing things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then Jade pretty much just killed her at the end with a whole bunch of power moves.
Yeah.
Totally went away from the knee. You know what I'm saying? If they were going to do something, it could have been she could have put in a half Boston Crab on the bad knee or whatever. Something to make it look like she caused her so much pain that they finna write her off TV for a minute. She finna take a break. Who knows? So I don't know, but I think it looked like that's where they was going at first, and then they just left it alone. You know what I'm saying? It's like she didn't have no knee problems for a minute. And I know you got adrenaline and stuff, but Miyagi ain't out there. You you know what I'm saying? But that the selling is a lost art anyway, to a certain degree. You got guys that can sell, but they don't sell like out of Ricky Morton out there getting your tail whooped the whole time, and the crowd is just begging and begging and begging for somebody to come help you, or you just to get one shot in. You know what I'm saying? That it's not that anymore. So, but
No, and then the ones who can is like Seth and Roman. So I
yeah,
mean, those guys can sell, but of course they are. But a lot of those guys, and that's all of. Even when I see watching the Indies and AEW, TNA, NXT, WWE, Raw and SmackDown,
mm,
uh, which you get a lot of, they'll sell, and then when they make their comeback, like a favor in a knee or something, then they doing moonsaults
right.
and stuff, and it's like,
How? Just a
yeah,
second ago, you couldn't even stand up on it. You know,
right,
but now
right.
you getting up there and doing it, and she didn't do the moonshot. It's like she tried to do it, and that's when she was selling it at first. And like I said, they just left it alone because when she did that swanton, that thing was fresh. How she posed in the air and then landed it.
Dude, it's almost like she did that shit in slow motion. Like it was
Man,
like she barely turned. You know what I mean? Like it was right
she
at the
had her head
last second.
arched. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Back perfect. Man, yeah, definitely an athlete. Definitely got a big time career in front of her. But Jade is the champ. I believe that you're gonna have to keep Jade Hill for a while, because that fits her. She can go out there and look dominant now. You know what I'm saying? Because just doing a lot of kicks and a lot of punches and just doing power moves. You know what I'm saying? So that she can polish it up as much as she can, but they're gonna have to keep her heel because that's gonna fit that style. And get her over. So, but her family was all there, saying first time WWE champion. So, you know, and it was funny how they at the end of the night, you had who was that took a picture? You had Cody, CM Punk, Jade, and
Ricky Saints.
yeah, Ricky Saint. That was crazy, wasn't it? All of them was in AEW at one time. But Cody helped start AEW. Well, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, but match wasn't long at all, but it was definitely good. Especially if you go past the nitpicking and stuff. The way she buried her at the end was like some old Brock Lesnar type stuff. Did like
Yeah,
three fall away slams, two power bombs, and then the jaded. And she did the eye of the storm too.
yeah, and and let's be real. We be real about Jade.
Mm,
We see that having her in the ring, especially one-on-one match, 15 minutes is not a good idea, right? Especially
definitely.
with Tiffany Stratton, who she's not as experienced
Yeah.
as the
Probably would have been
others,
a disaster.
right? So now it makes you wonder: are they gonna write Tiffany out of TV for a while? Because she was favoring the knee.
Right.
I who knows is going. I don't know because I think the SmackDown Women's Division is a mess right now.
Yeah.
So when Bianca coming back, that whole thing. Obviously, they're going to butt heads.
Mm,
So it remains to be seen how long Jade gonna carry the mantle.
right.
Hopefully she can because she's brand new here. We don't even know how good she's gonna be as being a heel. Now you
Yeah.
gotta remember in AEW she was a heel.
Yeah. The
She
whole
used to
time.
being a heel. I
Yeah,
know it's a totally different AEW, WWE, but she's used to being a heel.
yeah, yeah,
So hopefully they can book her,
yeah. But
put
they
her in
speak.
position
Let's see what
to
they can do. Yeah,
succeed. Yeah, put her in the position to succeed. So we'll see what happens.
yeah.
Congrats to Jade though for
Absolutely,
becoming
man. Absolutely.
becoming the
You know,
champ. Yeah.
first time holding a single title there. Um, do we see do when do we see her and Charlotte Flair go at it?
Probably
Is
sooner rather than later.
yeah. So I know Charlotte and them were killing it with the tag titles, her and Alexa Bliss. So they'll probably do that run a little bit longer, but Charlotte will
Right.
definitely be back in the title picture soon, and to have them two go at it with you got the Queen against the modern day China now.
Right.
Is she the modern day China because of the stuff that she can do? It's different. Everybody can't do them power bombs and stuff like that. All them ladies can't do that.
No.
Yeah. And don't let her get in some of these matches with Bailey and the littler women. She gonna be tossing them around like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Bailey ain't little though.
Nah, she sure ain't. But she's
But
not.
I get your point though. Like
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss or somebody like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Roxanne Perez.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got two more to talk about. Let's talk about Dom Penta and Rusev. Um, that's Eddie Guerrero, dog.
you you know when we was talking about the first match, how the emphasis was the disqualification.
Yeah.
And Dom did something in this match that was hilarious to me because
Two things he did was hilarious. The look. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you know the one thing, triple threat, there is no DQ, right?
Yeah. So when he threw the belt and tried to duck down or the chair, he's like, "What do you want me to do about it?"
Yeah, the ref was like, okay, yeah.
Dom,
That was
Dom Mysterio got the crap beat out of him for that whole match. He got
right,
some stuff. He didn't get to get none of his real moves in to the end.
right.
Um, it. Let me ask you something. I don't know if this is me or not, but the crowd reacted to everything Dom did. They reacted to everything Penta did. Rusev, they reacted to that drop kick and them chair shots. And he scared the shit out that little boy out there in the crowd. But as far as that, I really didn't see. I don't think the crowd is digging him like that. I think they want to, but I think it's just like when he does his yelling thing, there's no booing, there's no cheering. It's just when I made a chat, I rewinded it to look at the crowd when he made his entrance, and the crowd just looked at him and sat down when he got in there. So I don't, he's been back and forth. He really was. I don't know what happened with the booking him at AEW because the AEW crowd was crazy when he got there. For him and everything, and he was over at one point in time in WWE for a while.
Rusev Day.
Right. But I just don't think they're really digging him like that as far even as a heel, or anything. You know what I'm saying?
You you know what? It's almost like
It's kind of bland.
he kind of like, to me, it's like, okay, think of a rapper that had a run and then they came back. They had, like, let's say they had a hit song that kind of like made them relevant again.
Mhm.
And people may have liked their new hot song, but they really don't care about their album. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna you let's say and I don't like to, I'm not trying to use Fat Joe. I will use Fat Joe example. Like, and I love Joey Crack, but I'm just saying, you know how like over the years he always kept a hit song though.
Yeah.
Like it was always like, so damn, Joe, here come crack with a new song. Y'all keep a club anthem song,
Yeah.
but it's not like, people who his albums were just flying off the shelves.
Right. Yeah, I can.
Even, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying Rusev was a hit song coming back, but still, it was a little buzz when it came back because, like, oh shit,
Right.
Rusev back. But to
Right.
your point, and I don't think it's the work that he's doing because he looks phenomenal. He's in phenomenal shape.
Right.
He can wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that the current fans just don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially when you got Penta and Dom in there.
Right.
Like you're not, because let me tell you, you talk about the funny thing that Dom did. The other funny part to me was the look he had on his face when they went down there. He just got done ringing the bell, and the way
Yeah.
he's selling out there, can barely stand up, leaning on the thing, but smiling because he just kept Rusev from making Penta tap out.
Right.
But they, and then of course he tries to use the hammer, gets beat up, trying to hold on to the hammer. Then Penta got a hold of it, hit Rusev. Dom slung him into the, his shoulder into the ring, to the turnbuckle or whatever, ring post, frog splash, 1, 2, 3.
See another thing. Now we know Penta is a face, right?
Yeah, right.
But it was a triple threat, no DQ. Of course, he wasn't trying to hit Rusev with that hammer. So when he hit Rusev, it was like, oh shit, I ain't mean to hit him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, we know you didn't try to hit him, but you hit him anyway.
Right.
And you need to be trying to pin his ass. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like,
right, you got to do the no.
Yeah.
Adios, mijo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it ended up costing both of them the match, because he's, damn, I ain't mean to hit him, so his hesitation made, where Dom can throw him to the ring post and get rid of him and, do his thing to get the victory to retain the title,
Right.
and he keep doing the sneaky stuff to continue to retain the title. Which that's old school heel though, man. I just think of Nate's back in the day, always, he'll get beat up and then he win with his foot on the ropes or pull the tights or Double A and slide in, get somebody a spine buster and slide out, or JJ and throw a shoe in the ring, or
always
roll the
remember
quarters or some bullshit, you know what I mean?
And Nate's is always on the outside on the aisle, on all fours, just got the shit beat out of him for an hour, but he still got the big goal right there with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With color, busting open or whatever,
right.
You know what I mean? But he own that big ass belt though.
What a crimson mask.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's move on to the main event. And I want to tell you one thing that I really loved about this whole show. It was, you had shenanigans, but it was no outside interference at all in any of the matches, which I loved. And it could have been. You had a few people that are involved with stuff going on with some of these guys. So, I enjoyed that. And of course I like to see the shenanigans and stuff. It's gonna happen and stuff like that. But it was just a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? So Jey Uso, CM Punk, you got two baby faces, two people that everybody loves. They're gonna love their entrance. Jey Uso, as long as his entrance like that, I don't see him turning heel, man. It just doesn't make any sense. I know he's gonna turn heel soon because you don't even know if he is. I think Triple H and them be playing with us sometimes just to throw stuff in there to make us think they're gonna do something, and probably just be laughing at us. because everybody wants everybody to turn heel, is all the time. So I don't know, man. But anyway, both entrances were good. He had CM Punk had his gear dedicated to his former MMA trainer Duke or whatever, who passed away. And of course, Jey Uso had the shorts on, all black. You know what I'm saying? So I think the match started out a little bit rough, but it ended up being a banger at the end. It started out a little bit rough. They had the botch with the neck breaker. It looked like CM Punk got mad, got up real fast, and kicked him in the back of the head, and then did it again. But I love the way Jericho talks about when he hears the word botch. He's like, we're stunt men with one take. Everything can't be perfect every time. And if you got somebody grabbing you with all their momentum going down, and CM Punk is not who he used to be. He's older. Everything's not going to be as fresh and as smooth, and all his moves are not going to look like poetry in motion like they used to. You know what I mean? So I think you're kind of getting what you pay for when you get these guys that have been in this thing for 20-some years. They're slowing down. They're not, as balanced as they were. You know what I mean? Like some of them times when CM Punk's doing that go to sleep, it looks like he is struggling. So, but we knew he was gonna get a title run. He's got it now. What the end of the match was real good. It could have went either way, But I think CM Punk. We've said I'm sure that was in the talks with him coming back and him getting a title run, and even Michael Cole was like there was no Seth Rollins to stop CM Punk from being a champion tonight. So that goes back to none of the shenanigans as far as outside interference. But like I said, I thought the match started out rough, but really turned into a good one. I think we both knew CM Punk was gonna walk away the champ. And
hold on now. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that.
What you mean?
Because with your fantasy booking and your man,
that's exactly that's what I want to see. It's not what
I mean, that's what you. But you said that he was gonna be a 2-time champion. Do we have to roll the tape back?
No, we can roll it back.
I mean, that's what you said, and that's not saying he won't never become a 2-time champion, but that's what you said was going to happen.
Well, I did. No, I'll admit I did say that, but I also was like, oh, what if such and such interfere? Do this, do this, do this.
Well, I know all that other stuff was just fantasy stuff, but you still could, because you got to think, and like you said, maybe obviously they doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But they did make us think that it was very possible that we were going to see a Jey Uso heel turn at Saturday night's main event, which would have made sense if he would have won that match and become a champion. That it obviously seemed like it would have involved the heel turn if he was to win the match. But of course, that didn't happen.
Right. So, and then you got to wonder, is him losing the match going to be what causes the heel turn?
Which I think that's the direction they may go. Because you saw how he was looking at Punk's celebration.
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching from like later on last night, like afterwards, that's how the Blue Jays were looking at the Dodgers when they were celebrating on their field. It hurts.
Yeah.
Especially the way Blue Jays did. I know we're talking about wrestling, we're talking about a shoot sport, if you will. But
getting beat when you talk about that, getting beat is bad enough. Getting beat on your home field, that stuff hurts, especially for a championship.
Right.
Yeah. And not saying like that was his, but that's the
kind of let it slip through their fingers, with the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah.
So but that the way they look, it was kind of like that was that same look. Like they really did a good job with they amazing with the production anyway. But
Yeah,
the camera angle, they was showing how Jay was just looking at that dude like this motherfucker's in the ring,
yeah. This is where I
like
want to be.
damn, yeah. Which to
It
your
should be
point,
me.
there you go. And that's a great point you made because that kind of stuff will continue to drive him because Jimmy's gonna try to get him next time or whatever, and
Right.
Jay ain't gonna want to hear that
Ain't gonna be no
all
next
night on
time.
Raw.
Yeah,
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 yeah. And then when you got Roman Reigns come back and get involved, we'll see how that works. So
right.
that's definitely a what's next for Jay Uso. So we'll definitely see. But that's Saturday night's main event. I do want to talk about one thing after that. But I, all in all, like I said, the main thing I really enjoyed was no outside interference in none of the matches. All title matches, so not a bad Saturday night's main event at all.
Right.
So next month, Saturday night's main event is in DC, right?
DC.
So that's going to be Cena's final match. And what we found out last night is they're going to have a 16-man tournament to see who his final opponent is. Now, he says it's going to be guys from SmackDown, Raw, NXT, people that he's had storied histories with, and maybe even some prizes that don't even work here. So let's talk about that before we get up out of here. So that's what everybody's been wondering. We've talked about it. Who's going to be the last match? So a week from tomorrow, we're going to find out who's going to start out in the tournament. Who do you think? I mean, do you have any kind of idea in your mind, like who's going to be the who you thought was going to be the final opponent?
It just all just confirms that my prediction is gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Gunther.
Okay. So Gunther's going to come back and run through the tournament. And then going to solidify that he belongs there. He belongs in the title picture. He just got rid of Goldberg. Now he just got rid of John Cena.
Hence, that's gonna come full circle with the
Brock Lesnar.
bingo.
Wow. That's tough right there. I like it.
Which we just didn't know how they was gonna get there. Which I could be
Right.
wrong. I
Yeah.
could be wrong. I
Yeah.
just don't see if they put Gunther in the tournament, who's gonna beat him.
Yeah. So
There's no title.
let me ask you this. When they say something about who's not somebody doesn't even work there, they're gonna have somebody come in because if they gotta win the tournament, so they're gonna have to have more than one match if they were the one that come in or they come in and lose the first gauntlet, the first tournament match. And who would it be? Because I don't see them doing business with AEW.
I know that's what's crazy about it. So, but the only two people that would make sense would be Edge and Jericho.
Right. And I don't think we'll see Jericho to the Royal Rumble.
Exactly. And definitely probably won't see Edge because they say he will be in contract longer than Jericho. So
Right. So because he's supposed to be mid of next year. Like you looking like June, something like that.
right.
So I don't know. The Jericho part excites me more than the Edge part does, coming back to WWE.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a while. And it's not that you don't like the stuff that he's doing at AEW. It's just I just want to see him what goes on with this new regime that's in charge and how they handle it and how they
Right.
handle him and what he does. So I'm looking forward to that if it happens. There's not nobody in TNA that's got no real pass with, or anything like that. And we're gonna, the Hardy Boys,
Yeah, I definitely don't see. Yeah.
right. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. We've got Saturday night's main event coming up. We got Survivor Series coming up. And we're going to have our 50th episode before the end of the year. So definitely, I think that's a milestone, dog. As far as us just jumping out and saying, let's do it. You know, of course, like I say, we did, you know, we did our trials and stuff with finding what software we need and getting this and getting that. And, you know, did a little practice here and there and say one day just jumped out and did it. You know what I mean? And we coming up on 50, dog.
Well, and to be technical, we really passed 50.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about as far as the
count,
yeah.
like just the regular welcome to wrestling. Now,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, they'll pat us on the fucking back because we actually
yeah.
more
I don't
than
mean
50.
I don't mean to toot my own horn,
Right?
but toot.
So what we do, like 5 legend episodes, and then we did like about 2 or 3 bonus episodes.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like about 53, 54.
Yeah. But as far as
46 though.
Yeah, as far as the welcome to wrestling. So I'm looking forward to these next few and get to that milestone and many more beyond that. So
yeah, get to that Mike Singletary and Ron Simmons.
Right. Yes, sir. Hey, but hey man, it's welcome to wrestling. Y'all like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you know, just take the time, hit that thumbs up, do something. Give us something. We appreciate it. We love y'all for watching, for peeking in. Even if you ain't watching the whole thing, man, just know we appreciate whatever you're doing.
And honestly, I know there's a lot of y'all that I know we have regulars, and there are people who will text me or send me a message on Facebook. We appreciate all the love. Like I just had somebody last week, Jaden Bass. Shout out Jaden Bass, young fella. He said that we made him start back watching wrestling.
That's awesome.
And the way he kind of said it, you know, and then I knew he wasn't lying about it, because he was specifically talking about one of the episodes, and he was talking about the AJ John Cena match, and
Yeah.
he said that was one of the best matches he ever saw. You know, in his mind, he said it was just phenomenal how they was, you know, doing nostalgic moves and stuff. But for people like a Jaden Bass, I don't know if Jaden liking our stuff, you know, far as, but I'm sure there are people who will say that or have that same sentiment or like, damn man, really like what y'all doing. And some of those people are not even hitting like.
Right. Yeah.
And I know it's not to be a dick about it, you know what I
Right.
mean? I know some people just don't
even think about this stuff, man.
So I get it, but really though, people,
but we need you to think about
helps with the algorithm, and a part of what we're trying to do, trying to grow. So
Right.
if you do like what we're doing, please, like, that's how you let us know. Don't just send me a text message, you know, hey, comment, you know, like it, like, you know, hit that button, please. It doesn't hurt to hit the button, please.
Right.
You know?
Hit that thumbs up, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but at the end of the day, it's welcome to wrestling. We appreciate y'all, man, straight up, man. So keep tuning in, and we're going to keep banging them out.
Welcome to wrestling.
Welcome to wrestling. All right.
Welcome to wrestling, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the PODCAST, tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me.